We can start with a question with an international spin on it. The Canadian freshwater sources and resources are of immense importance to the Canadian society and economy, and so have internal and external threats. The Blue Betrayal document with reference to Bills C38 and C45 throws a light on Canadians' concerns about the threat to our freshwaters. What is yours and your party's stand on this issue of paramount importance? We'll start with Gary Beck first.
One of the great blessings of this land, as we all know, is that we have abundant fresh water and natural resources. And that is certainly something that is a tribute to the country and the way that we've taken care of what has been given to us. There is no doubt that as we advance in industry, there can be dangers presented to the ecology and to the fresh water of this country. So I think every party agrees it's important that we preserve as much of that as we can. I will say, and it's important to understand, that the Conservative Party, the party that is not represented here today, has effectively gutted the oversight process that allows for the exploitation of our natural resources. There is no independent oversight in current legislation that is effective in ensuring that these pristine waters and our natural resources remain the same. So I think the important thing from the New Democratic point of view is to ensure that we have a rigorous oversight process independent of industry so that we can be confident that as we move forward, we will preserve the best of this country.
Thank you. Next up, Ken can go. Thanks.
Well, I totally agree with what Gary has just said about the need for appropriate regulation. Mr. Harper's government has removed it from all but a handful of our lakes, rivers, and streams in the country, leaving everything else wide open to exploitation and damage. The other thing, though, that has come up, and hopefully in time we'll be able to sort this out, is that Mr. Mulcair in the past has talked about bulk water exports, particularly, of course, to the United States. And this is something that has to be approached with extreme care, because as soon as we start doing that, our water could come then under the umbrella of certain international agreements, and we might lose control. I'm not an expert in this area, but it is a caution flag that the Liberals would raise. But certainly the big caution right now is to ensure that our water is cared for, that we manage it appropriately, and we return the protection that the Conservatives have taken away.
Thank you. I'm going to give you 30 seconds to...
So just statements that you may hear, or actually what Ken just said in relation to the sale of water to the United States. The important thing to remember is everything has to be taken into context. And the context in which Thomas Mulcair was speaking, I think almost 8 years ago now, was that sometime in the future that was something that should be considered. Not that it was policy or not that it was planned, just something that we should be aware of in the future.
Thank you. Ken, go ahead, please.
Well, no, there's really nothing more to say on this.
Okay, we'll go on to the next question.